Hi everyone, I'm Kayla with McNerdy Makes and welcome back. A few weeks ago, I posted a video of me using an AI program to design me a Hobbit gown for my birthday party. There were so many fun gowns to choose from, so I thought it would be a good idea to put it up to a vote to see what gown you guys wanted to see the most. Today we will be making the gown that you all chose, and thank you so much to everyone that voted and participated. It was actually a seriously close race, and in the end it came down to just 2 votes that chose the winner. Second place goes to the Regency Hobbit of many colors. But because that poll was so close, and this honestly looks like such a fun one to make, new project announcement, I'll be making this one too. So be on the lookout for that whenever I get around to actually making it. But we did have a winner, which ended up being the pumpkin lady, who's definitely not basic. I'm really excited to make this one, and I've got some challenges ahead of me, but let's go check out fabric. I ended up finding this orange fabric on sale in the outdoor upholstery section at Joann's. I'm surprised I managed to find something so close to the color and texture, but it wasn't quite that pumpkin-y orange that I was looking for. I burn tested it and it was all plastic, of course. So I got a couple of bottles of tangerine orange RIT dye for synthetic fabrics to try and shift the color a little bit. I also picked up some plain green quilting cotton for the underskirt and lining and some stretchy green velvet that you'll see later on. You know, I am the worst YouTuber ever. I don't know why y'all put up with me. Last night, I decided to get a start on the panels. So I'm using Butterick 4254 UB is what I'm going for. Don't mind my hands. The dyeing did not go well. Well, it went well on my hands, but the fabric did not take the dye very well. So it's like slightly oranger, but not very much. So, but anyway, I got all the panels cut out of the lining and the fashion fabric, got them flat lined together, serged on the edges because this one was frying to hell and gone. Right now I'm making some bias piping to go in between the seams. So I took 3 strands of this cotton, this guy, sugar and cream, and I put 3 strands inside of the piping and twisted them together and then ran it through. So let's get this bodice put together today. Okay, so here is the progress so far with all of the cording added in here. So there's quite a bit of stiffness and body to it, but I still think I'm gonna run a couple of bones along, maybe just the side seams, maybe one on the center back and the ones up front, just to give it a little bit of stiffness. I did start putting the cording all along the outside here so that when I turn it under, it's just a nice little finished edge here. So I need to make more of that. Okay, so I've gotten this far with the bodice and it's a bit more pumpkin-y than I had bargained for. I mean, I'm kind of digging it, and I think I'm gonna steer into the pumpkin skid. One of the pattern adjustments I ended up having to do is because these tabs were meant to be split right here around the waist, it was a bit too tight. So I added in a little gusset here to give it a bit more room. And I did add some zip ties into the front to go when I put in the grommets here. So I think I'm gonna take the pleating and kind of just fuss it out and see what looks good. So the length that I want to go for is about ankle length, which is 38 inches for me. And I think I'm going to add a couple inches just for the hem and hem that up. So I'm going to see how many squares of 40 by 40 I can get out of the big piece of fabric I have left. I'm only able to get 2, but there's 2 other chunks of the fabric that I think I can make work. And I've also got a visiting friend. For those who don't know, this is Daisy Victoria.
Hello. And this is Toby.
And that is Toby, yes. Poor Daisy sitting here trying. You remind me of that guy from the meme with the chalkboard and the cigarette in his hand, and he's like, conspiracy theory.
Toby, stay, because
yeah, so it's just trying to help me figure out how to math out the angles of the pattern I've got left, or the fabric that I've got left, to see what we can do. Because my original thought was a full circle skirt, just cut into separate panels, and that way you can offset them by one up here and then flip it so that the bigger angle is up top so that you can get as many pieces out of it. But we have to pleat it down. The math here led to
geometry.
She helped me work out variable of angles, and the
Yeah.
pattern piece would end up looking something like this one here with the smaller line.
This
And-
is the simplified version. This was the more complex using arc length formulas, which totally works out.
It does work out, but you know,
we didn't need it.
yeah, honestly, there's really not going to be that much difference between the waist and the hem with how much I'm going to have to pleat that down. And so realistically, I think just going a 18th century pleat a rectangle of fabric down.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think that's going to work the best.
And it's gonna work better with the amount of fabric you have too. Toby's like, let me out, woman.
So I got this fabric on sale because it was cut into 3 pieces, 2 small ones, a medium one, and a larger one. I used the smaller one for the bodice and decided to use the medium one for the back panel. Then the largest piece got split in half for 2 equal pieces on either side since it opens down center front. Since this was a fabric with a woven grain line, it was super easy to make straight cuts. And with Daisy staying with me for a few days, it was also really great to have company and conversation. I got all the panels put together, putting the selvage edges together so I wouldn't have to worry about finishing them. Then I top stitched them down to hold them in place and make them look a little bit neater because trying to iron this fabric was a pain. I started stitching the pleats down and realized I needed the lacing cord for the front of the bodice. I'm colorblind and I just assumed that the lacing was green like the rest of the color scheme of this gown, but nope, it is bright red. So I decided to finger loop braid it like I do for the lacing in my historical gowns, but Daisy volunteered to do it while I was working on getting the skirt put together. Toby found this highly interesting. We also took a break to go visit the pound store, $1.27 for all thrifted items. I may have left with a lot of fabric. But anyway, now for the shirt that goes under the bodice. Okay, so I took an old tank top and I cut the pattern out. I just kind of traced it and got the pattern. I did add a little bit of additional seam allowance onto the side seams because this fabric, while it is a knit, it doesn't have as much stretch in the up and down direction as it does in the side to side. So I'm a little bit worried that it won't stretch as much in this direction, and I don't want these lines on the grain of the fabric going sideways. I think that would look funny. So we'll see how that works. Next is threading up the serger and getting these serged together and then doing the rolled hem on them and finishing up the skirt and working on the other skirt as I draft a circle skirt pattern for that. Okay, so the problem that I'm having right now is this is the fabric that I've got for the underskirt. Now, the way I drafted this is to be a full circle, but I don't know if you can see where the edge of the fabric is. It ends up somewhere over here. So this line, it's not gonna leave me enough room to piece another piece in there like that. And that is a huge waste of fabric in my opinion. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take and draw this line to where it meets up with the corner of the other edge of the fabric, and then just curve my line so that it meets, so I can get the maximum usage out of this fabric, and it won't be a full circle skirt, but it's still gonna be a fairly decent sized skirt. So let's do this. Okay, just when you think you're a productive patty and you're getting everything all taken care of, Daisy offers to help. I cut out one shirt pattern and then helped my kid with some mac and cheese, and I turn around, she's like, done! So it's just a circle skirt. Like, there's a million other people you can learn that much better from, but I guess we're just gonna get the waistband pinned on. Thank you, Daisy.
No problem. That's what
We're
happens
pro.
when you put a project in front of me. It just goes together.
It's not ready yet. You literally just put the macaroni in.
Why did you put the macaroni in? Asking if the boiling is ready.
Why I can never get anything done. So I'm still getting used to my serger and the complications that come with it. I started putting what I thought was a rolled hem on the edge of the skirt, and apparently I was just overlocking it. So I had to redo the entire hem, but I'm glad that I did because it looks so much better. I also did the rolled hem on all the raw edges of the shirt. The stretch didn't give me too much trouble except on the straps for the shoulders. I definitely should have flatlined those with a sturdier fabric. Okay, so for the shoulders for the leaves, I did what every little kid does for Valentine's Day cards. I didn't realize how heart-like pumpkin leaves were. I mean, I'd always seen them, but I'd never really made the connection. And so I just am pinning the fashion fabric here to this lining fabric, and I'm gonna put a nice rolled hem on the outside, and there are 3 for each shoulder, so we shall see how this goes. All right, made these leaves off camera. I just set the grain line so that it would come to the middle of the point here, and then cut them in half so that they would have that nice crease down the middle, and then went around all the edges. All right, there are 6 of these total, 3 for each side. Let's get those put on the shirt. And now a quick word from our sponsors before the final reveal. Okay, y'all, let's go over the plan for the day.
Wow, dude, that's cold even for you.
What are you talking about?
The elephant in the room?
Look, there's nothing I can do about budget. I've called around everywhere that I can think of and nobody can find budget. We're just gonna have to do the best that we can. Well, we've got to get the gown finished. We have the Hobbit party coming up. And there's not a whole lot we can do with budget away. So I made an executive decision. I hired someone.
Dude, you're replacing budget?
Not replacing, just temporarily hiring someone to fill in while budget is gone. Once budget comes back, everything will go back to the way it was.
You can't do this. We should be out looking for budget.
Look, there's nowhere to search that we haven't already tried.
Just when I thought that you could sink no lower. Just when I thought that I could have no more contempt for you than I do for myself, you go and step over the line. I used to have respect for you, and now I just think you're a piece of
Ah, speaking of, I've set up a meeting today so you can all meet. Hang on. Okay, come on in, sit down. Okay, everyone, this is budget. They'll be filling in for a little while budget is gone. And I'd like for us all to brainstorm and come up with some ideas.
Sup, dude? Yo, this is so legit. This is not right.
Come on, guys, be nice. I know this is hard for all of us, but budget wouldn't just want us to fall apart.
So where did you come from?
Oh, you know, I've been around, seen some of the videos, and then I saw that ad pop up for hire. I was like, gotta take that, you know? This guy knows what I'm talking about. So we were just getting ready to discuss the budget for the Hobbit gown, trying to stay under $100 with this one, but we'll need fabric. I also picked up a bag of zip ties from the hardware store for $15 instead of boning, so...
Wait, you did what?
Yeah, well, I'm not really going historical for this one, and that synthetic baleen's like $50, so...
Wow, this place is a bigger mess than I thought. You always spring for the good materials for historical accuracy, right? Thank you. I've tried to tell her that, but she never listens.
Well, that would only leave me $50 for fabric, so I thought that would be a good solution.
So, what pattern are you using?
Oh, for the bodice, I'm using a butterick one, but that's okay. I already have the pattern for that one.
Dude, you're not even using an 18th century stays pattern? That's some rookie level moves right there.
Okay, so what do you recommend?
$100 just ain't gonna do it, man. Sorry.
Well, that's what I have to work with, so...
And you never ask people to, like, subscribe or hit that like button or, like, join your McNerdy fellowship over on Patreon. What's up with that?
Well, I don't want to be pushy. I figure everybody knows how to do those things, and they will if they're interested, so...
What about being profesh, you know? Man, that other budget guy was holding you back. And now you stepped over the line. Where's the zipper?
Whoa. Hang on. We're not gonna do this right now. Can I talk to you privately for a sec? I feel like we've got some things to work out. Yeah, sure. What else?
I miss budget.
Well, it's been real, y'all. What was that? I don't like this at all. Changes, interrupted routine, not so good for me.
Yeah, and the way they talk, it's like, yo, that's legit.
Hell no. This is not happening. No.
Where are you going?
If no one else is gonna find budget, I will. Just so we don't have to put up with that motherfucker.
We've looked everywhere, dude. Budget is gone. It ain't over till I say it's over.
It's not very nice. I worked hard on that.
At your service.
So the takeaway for me with this project doesn't really have anything to do with the gown. So many wonderful friends showed up throughout the day to help make my birthday special, and I couldn't be more grateful to have such amazing people in my life. But I think the most important thing I learned is that I can run off into the distance screaming, "I'm going on an adventure!" But it's best to have someone to share in that adventure with.
What a pumpkin. Sassy, you're a sassy pumpkin.
She was being real serious during a photo shoot.
Yep.
Oh, you remember
Yep,
the sassy tree?
I know this joke.
Sassy, you're a sassy tree. How does a pumpkin be sassy?
Maybe you like throw your seeds at people. That's so lovely. That's a sassy pumpkin.
Dog. Woohoo! We did it.
Heck yeah.
Sassy hobbits, sassy pumpkins, and sassy trees.
And sassy ladies.
How about them acorns? He's not even looking.
Pollination.